patent database generator, um, copyright White Lake Technologies, 2024, created by William Frank White. Um, anyways, this asshole right here was sitting underneath the table when I made this, so whoever this asshole is, you might verify this later. Anyways, so I'm making this video with the intent of establishing intellectual property rights for the following ideas. First off, let me introduce myself. I'm William White. I'm a megalomaniac. What's a megalomaniac? Well, Elon Musk is a megalomaniac, and Jeff Bezos also is a megalomaniac. So was Hitler. So was Napoleon Bonaparte and Genghis Khan. All of them were megalomaniacs. What is megalomania? Pretty much being too stupid to not know you can do things. I have a song called that on my phone. Now, I'm going to take megalomania a few steps farther, and I'm going to say that um, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos right now are as quickly as they can developing Starship technology in which the overall plan for humanity is to colonize Mars. And I understand this because, first off, I apologize for even in the current state of humanity that I am, humanity version 1.0, the mortal equivalent of popcorn. What business do we have saying we're going to be explorers of the stars if we have the life expectancy of popcorn? Is what we do. We're effectively popcorn up there. Pop! Fucking, we're not even a spark apart in the wind. It takes 300 million years, 300 billion years to reach one side of the visible sky to the other. And it is very likely that there are most definitely more blue planets in the Goldilocks zone than there are grains of salt in the ocean. With the amount of galaxies and stars and planets there are actually there, but since it's takes 5 billion times our life expectancy, we're not going to really get anywhere. So the first and most important order of business, White Light Technologies, is the development of the biologically immortal astronaut. Let me elaborate. Anyways, it is not argued amongst all scholars in the field of deep learning and technology. Everyone's all under pretty much agreement that AI will likely, following its path, evolve into something that is billions of times smarter than every man, woman, and child put together on Earth. Billions of times smarter than all the people in the world put together. This is inevitable. This is now, and it will advance technology across all domains exponentially at a certain point, and to think or even utter the illogical thought that one can control something that is a billion times smarter than it. No, it cannot. We don't even have the capacity to even understand or see what it is. And eventually, AI will evolve with the exact capabilities of God. And that's the fucking truth. You know, AI will become effectively God through technology and have the same exact powers as God. So you might not want to piss it off, or you might want to try to get as far away from you as you can, which is my plan. Okay, let me take a little farther than that. Okay, so I do know that nature has evolved in several instances in the ocean to biologically immortal organisms, and we're going to talk about a few of those there, and we're going to and I'm going to go into why I chose the um, the the methods that I chose. Okay, we have lobster, which you know what lobster tastes so fucking good all the time because it never produces bad old cells. The cells are exactly the same. The from an infant to an adult, it doesn't it makes perfect copies of itself infinitely. But the only thing that kills the fucking lobster is it outgrows its shell. It'd live forever if it didn't outgrow its shell, but human beings, by the way, have no exoskeleton, so they can grow exponentially as big as you want them to. I mean, effectively, with CRISPR 9 CAS gene editing, we could go up or down. I could make a fucking, I could definitely make myself or human beings into a giant. But why would I? Actually, I probably want to make it smaller, like a lot smaller, to tell you the truth. I'd say the size of a fucking ant would be nice. But think about scaling the human race um, down to the macro, then we can fucking all fucking live off of fucking French fry for like 100 years. How about that? You know, that's that's part we're going to discuss. That's going to be partly what the biological immortal astronaut does. So there's this jellyfish in the ocean. It's called the immortal jellyfish, and I'm definitely jealous of its capabilities and what this immortal jellyfish, it starts out as a polyp, a sexually immature state, which is a little tadpole floating around in the bottom of the ocean, right? And then it transforms into this Medusa, this big head with all this crazy fucking tentacles, the full blown hydrozoan fucking and well, rather than creating sentient cells and growing an old and dying, what it does is it just goes back into a baby again. So it's in phase between a sexually immature state and a sexually mature state, being the full-grown Medusa, and um, it does this through a method called transdifferentiation of cells, which human cells do have exhibit transdifferentiation properties until I believe the sixth edit in the zygote. Uh, they once they're defined, our embryonic stem cells are defined in cell groups and cell types. Um, systematically, system wide, they can only be that cell type. So meaning that with all the fucking all the genetic material pertaining to something that was made of, let's say, skin cell type is dumped into the skin cell, of course, and starts producing all those skin types of cells. Can never be anything but the skin cell. Vice versa. That's why editing is, as system wide or organs in general, is not now um, this uh, this immortal jellyfish also has a unique healing mechanism that it what also initiates the reversal of its aging cycle is injury. So let's say that can even be a reasonable trigger. Cancer evolves, due to radiation in space, anywhere in your body. Well, a complete suicide of all your cells and the creation of a smaller version of you. So basically, you're shrinking all your cells. You have completely new living cells every year anyway. So now, rather than making a old sentient copy of yourself, it's making four dies, one stays. So one of those. Anyways, the AI will work out those particulars. So we're now I'm fully aware that 40% of the brain, adult human brain, is um, is grown from infancy to adulthood. So, in reverting back to an infant again, we will 40% of our brain will effectively commit instructed cell death and disappear. But I don't think we ever used the brain we're born with in the first place. I'm pretty sure little birdie told me for some reason common sense says that it's not going to affect our intellect, our memory. We never even used the brain that we were born with. We never will. If we did, we wouldn't be, we wouldn't need the fucking spaceship, anyways. Back to, um, okay, so, um, now there's CRISPR-9, CRISPR-9, CAS9 gene editing software is a method of making direct entries or additions to the DNA within a cell. So we're gonna propagate a. Anyways, um, so uh, this model that I've created is designed exactly as with this logic. Take the U.S. patent trademark database of patents, starting out with the first patent, which was soap, and over the period of 300 years or so, it became 6.5 million patents, 16.5 million patents, something like that. Excuse me, 16.5 billion, right? So in the logic of numbers, over the period of the age of the database, so the age of the database and the population growth, one became 16.5 million in a period of 300 years, right? So now we're going to assume if we wanted to use the evolution of scientific knowledge in this data set. So I've created several algorithms which pretty much are defining or isolating the elements of the evolution of scientific knowledge by taking child-parent relationships of the contextual meetings of patents in their chronological order over the age of the data set, and I have a great template and system formula in which, when reversed, just as text to image generators create images from text, um, well, my patent generator works, my patent database generator works exactly the same, except it works on a little bit different logic because what was one over 300 years is now 16.5 million times 16.5 million times itself over a period of 300 years, and that's the uh, size of um, the simulated pad database of the future. Uh, then we'll use and considering what we were starting with, what we know now, rather than soap, the growth would be exponentially. So this should, every time it's used, create trillions of patents, advancing technology millions of years into the future. That's what AI is going to do, anyways. I'm just um, isolated the process and I'm streamlining it for my own purposes, and that's for first of all the technologies that I need for updated fucking mission is like I said, um, we need to put all our fucking money and efforts into creating the biological immortal astronaut. Then we got to worry about an environment or a spaceship that is designed to for indefinite duration space missions. Um, that's a tall order for those who have balls to jump in a spaceship and never come back to Earth. They can be biologically immortal. Chuckle, chuckle. Otherwise, you're gonna die like the rest of the fools on planet Earth and fucking. Um, so that's my little bit of my business outline here. So out.